Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode 225, a weekly podcast created by streamers and gamers alike to discuss the latest topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every weekend and release it on all podcast services on Monday. So please show us some love, give us a like, a follow on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, or you can write us a review as we would greatly appreciate it and love your face. So please go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com to not miss an episode. I'm your host. This is Lex, and with me today are my two co-hosts, Mr. Smitty 2447. How are we doing this weekend, sir?
I am doing great. That's not true. That's not true. I'm a little under the weather. Like I'm in such denial because I just went through all the diverticulitis stuff and I've been good and I'm just like, it's not super bad, but things are not feeling the greatest, but it's been fine. I've been playing a lot of Stranded Alien Dawn. I am in love with that game. It's such a good, I love survival games. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So awesome. we got to, I know the fact that I don't even know that we've ever played a game together, Das, makes me so sad. I think
maybe Helldivers or what was it? I know we did something one time. We talked about that Dragon Ball game too.
We gotta play the Breakers, dude. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it in the grip.
It's fun.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's like almost like an asymmetrical DBD or DBZ.
Yes. I do know what that is.
But it's Dragon Ball. Yeah, it was fun, dude.
It's DBD DBZ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You said that so clean too. I tried and I was like,
well, what's funny is DOS has us repronounce certain words. We clearly have an accent. I guess Las Vegas has an accent now, so you're welcome, everybody.
Did I say some shit? Who is an accent? What?
You have us repronounce a lot of a lot of words. Did I? Oh. But Dawes, how are you doing this weekend? Let's just ignore me. It's okay.
I'm good. I'm very excited. There's some cool new games coming out. I'm gonna see Lil Wayne in 2 months.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Summer, it's festival season, so just trying to get out and enjoy that sunshine as much as I can.
You have been going. I've seen you and Fort Girls pictures, and you guys are so adorable. I
look pretty good together.
Seasons. It's so hot. I don't know how y'all do that. And she looks like she hasn't had a bead of sweat fall down her face in every photo. I don't get it.
She's not a sweaty girl.
She doesn't look
sweaty girl. Yeah, I don't know what. No,
she looks great.
I'm thinking about it. I don't remember her being sweaty. She's usually very cold.
See, if I was at a festival with Dust and he put his arm around me to take a photo, I might bite his head off. Like, don't touch me. I'm sopping wet. Like, I don't do heat well.
Got too sweaty. It was kind of a rainy weekend, to be honest, but
okay.
She was wearing a hoodie all the time in Vegas too, so go figure.
Yeah, that is true. You guys, she was. Well, thank you for joining us, Doss. As you guys can see, Davis is not here. Where is he? Great question. I don't remember. But that's okay. If you don't know how the drill works, we are going to do a roundtable discussion of 3 topics. We will discuss those, but more importantly, we want you to discuss them with us. So if you have any input, any thoughts on those topics that we are discussing, please, by all means, put them in the chat. We will read them. We will engage with you, and it'll be a blast. I didn't pick who was going first, so in my mind, let me scramble the names. Smitty, start us off, sir. What is your topic?
Wait, I'm starting. No, you're supposed to be starting us off.
What?
Yes, okay. This is your topic. What are you talking about? Don't try to put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, fine. Okay, I'll go first. So, if you guys didn't hear over the week, previously, let me backtrack a little bit. Dr. Disrespect was just in a flash off of Twitch, and nobody really knew why. We knew it had to be serious, and there was speculation going around, some commentary that was vague. Last year, if I'm not
Um,
I'm
it,
trying to think.
2020.
it's like 4 years ago.
2020.
Yeah, it was 2020.
Okay. Stop it. No, it
Yep.
wasn't. I
No,
feel
it might
like
have been
COVID
further. Might have been further
was
than that even, because
yesterday.
I think
it was like during
originally started
TwitchCon.
like 2017.
It started in
Right.
2017.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
had some ex-Twitch employees come out and say that the reason that Dr. Disrespect was removed off of Twitch's website was due to the fact that he was talking to minors. Now, if you don't know, a grown man who is married with children shouldn't be talking to minors. Whether you are a celebrity or not, there is a power imbalance. It's never appropriate, even if the conversations are bland. It just shouldn't happen. However, back then in 2017, Twitch had a whisper system. So you could message within Twitch's realm. But unbeknownst to Dr. Disrespect, those employees could read those messages. Now, he has come out and said that, and I quote, where did she go? What he did. Okay, here it is. Sorry. Sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being quote unquote inappropriate. He added, however, that nothing illegal happened. Grooming is not illegal, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. No pictures were shared, so no crimes were committed. Twitch found those messages and banned him. If I'm not mistaken, he stated that they paid out his contract. But now, because of those allegations, him having to now come out and address them and say that, yes, this is what happened. He was sexting a minor. YouTube has now suspended him from the partner program. I was curious what you guys thought about it. I know that, Smitty, you had brought it up in your news clip this week, but you didn't touch on this aspect of it. Just the fact that the game he was working on, that he was a co-founder of, he's been kicked out. So I was curious what you guys were thinking.
Yeah, anytime, number one, you see something like that happen, or a company that he co-founded this game studio that's working on this game. I don't know if they actually had conversations beforehand. He was saying it was a mutual thing, or that he may like step away from there as they fired him essentially. Like he was live on stream and whatnot. So, when a company is distancing themselves like that, to me, that indicates they have some sort of credible evidence about something that they need to get away from. Whatever's been put out. I know there's a lot of people that said, well, this is just some employees or some people saying things. We haven't physically seen the DMs. And I don't know that we ever will see the DMs. I never thought we would actually find out what the hell was actually happening and why. But I knew it had to have been something not good, but you didn't know the extent of it because he was paid out. So them not saying anything obviously benefited him. Clearly an NDA or something must have ran out, because this was so far off my mind when this dude was like, yo, everybody, this is what really went down. I was like, what? Like, who the hell is this person? Like, what the hell's going on? They're just randomly bringing it up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to catch Chrissy Pickles up. She said I missed it due to ads. So to break it down, Dr. Disrespect, ex-employees of Twitch came out and said that Dr. Disrespect was taken off of the Twitch platform because he was sexting a minor. Dr. Disrespect finally, in return, responded to that this week and said that, yes, he was messaging a minor and it did border on inappropriate at times, but that he didn't share any photos and that no crimes were committed. And I brought up the fact that though no crime was committed, because he was messaging inappropriately with a minor, grooming is not considered illegal technically. There is no, it's a gray area. Like, you can groom somebody messaging them sexually, but if there's no photos, it's crazy. Really hard to, like, there has to be more to it, right? So, and Smitty was bringing up the fact that he had started a company that was working on a game, and they've now mutually walked away from each other. But the Twitch partner program has now suspended him as well, pending these allegations.
YouTube.
YouTube, sorry.
Mhm.
YouTube is now, because he came out and he was like, yeah, I did it, but it might have been inappropriate, but no crime was committed. No pictures were shared.
That was one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Right. So he
Yeah.
basically said,
Like, whoa,
yeah, I
whoa.
was sexting a minor.
Whoa.
What grossed me
What-
out was in the he says that these were mutual conversations, and I immediately was like, what does that mean? What does
There's
that
a
mean,
power
a
imbalance.
mutual
That's not
conversation?
mutual.
That means like they were reciprocating. This minor was reciprocating. This
Like,
minor
you
was
are an
into you.
adult,
Like,
sir.
what does mutual mean? Unless you're actually not trying to say like, oh, it's okay, this minor was into me. It's
Right.
not like, they were resisting or anything and said no and I ignored that. They were into me. It's okay. That's what mutual says to me.
Right. Then no.
That's insane.
I love that your cat is like, I also would like to get in on this. Yeah, no, here's the thing. Like, you can slowly groom somebody over time, and it can feel creepy when like you're reading the messages from a third party perspective. But if it doesn't border, like, they gain your trust, right? So maybe she messaged him about the game and they were going back and forth about it. Maybe she flirted with him a little and then he flirted back, and then one thing after another. But it doesn't matter. She's a minor and it's a power balance. Now, here's the thing. Will we see the messages, is what you had said, Smitty. I don't think so, because she was a minor at the time. If there is any sort of like investigation that took part, whether the police department on, maybe they were in different states, her police department is investigating, it's locked down as far as that is concerned, because it protects you, even if they are now an adult. Unless she comes out and shares that, or he, we won't necessarily see those messages.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, still, he came out and said that he did it, and then trying to do it where it's like it may have crossed inappropriate. You are an adult. Why are you speaking to a child?
Right.
This dude's been broadcasting for years. He's a millionaire. Do you not have any kind of PR team whatsoever? You just come out and you're like, yeah, I did it, but it wasn't that bad. And if you don't want to fuck with me anymore, then that's on you. Like, he couldn't have contacted somebody else to like devise a statement or just write something for him. This dude just off the cuff tweets his entire admission of it's pretending like he didn't know what this was about for the last 4 or 5 years. And
here's the kicker. He admitted it. Oh, excuse me. Opie.
Yeah.
Regardless of, he's now admitted it. Her family, if she's still a minor, can now come after him for a lot of money.
I imagine there's all kind. Like, you literally said
he screwed himself.
That my thing though is that, so they said it started with the Twitch whispers, but you can't send pictures and stuff like that in whispers, correct?
No, you can send links.
I'm thinking of somebody else, because there was somebody else that came out that said that they were or are a trans sex worker, I believe, and there was another thing that came out that they put out, like a bunch of messages between the two, like between different social apps and stuff like that, and like, dude, like, it was like, yo, this dude is a degenerate.
Wait, Dr. Disrespect was talking to a trans sex worker too?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
In the DMs.
Yeah. It's crazy. This dude clearly, like, you not only cheated on your wife, you were doing, like, 2017, you were completely off the chain.
Right.
You were just doing whatever.
He is married. He was married then, Mr. Seven Figures.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
This was all this happened in the same year.
I believe it happened this same year.
2017. Yeah.
Jeez. You've got to be joking.
So, it's crazy. And again, obviously that stuff is absolutely deplorable. But for that to come out, and the fact too, to me, which I think is scary and a little indicative of society as a whole, is that there's still people that will defend this kind of behavior and this and that. And that absolutely blows my mind. You know what I mean? It's like, how could you, after all this is not a good person. Entertaining or not, they're not a good person. So fuck them.
I think
That's
so.
how I feel.
Exactly. No, I agree. And here's the thing. I read a lot of the comments underneath the tweet, and it made me really sad. Because one, it was, well, he admitted it, so he is a good guy, and he just made mistakes. No. If that was your daughter, are you going to sit there and yell at her and make this her problem? Because that's what it sounds like. No. Absolutely. Or your son. I don't know. We don't know the gender. They, them. It doesn't matter. Okay. That's insane. That's insane. This man has children. He has a wife. They go to the conventions with him. Like this gross.
How embarrassing for the family.
Right.
A lot of his audience is children too.
That's what sucks. Because this could not be a one-time thing. He could have messaged multiple kids, but this was the only one that got found out, right? And if he thinks it's not that big of a deal, and as you said, is making it now on us, the audience, to decide whether we want, you need to step away. You need to get off the internet and you need to walk away. Because if he thinks that's okay, what is on that man's hard drive? Right?
I don't even want to know. And access to a bunch of money. He said Fortnite clips.
That's true. Well, and on top of that too, like it's just the whole thing is insane. And I think what is happening in my house right now? I'm so sorry.
Grooming too many times.
Right? Jeez. So did mine, apparently. Yeah, no. Nothing illegal happened. If I message Dr. Disrespect, there is an empower balance there, right? He holds the power as this creator, whether he thinks about that or not. And I'm not a minor. But now you're putting a child in that. And regardless of whether those messages started out as flirtatious on their end or his end, he's the adult in that situation. He cuts that off. Why are you... Hello?
We're like the same age. Like, how could I couldn't even think about like
yeah.
What?
No.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's like Lincoln messaging him to ask him a question about his game, and then all of a sudden, right? No is the answer.
I will find you and I will destroy you. This is egregiously bad. And you know, the other thing too, again, my guess is that and I don't know how it fleshed out with the whole Twitch thing, because I know at one point in time when they had changed their TOS, they had spoken about this was going on during the Me Too movement as well, and they were talking about how they were going to be swiftly and decisively going after folks that, you know what I mean, that were doing stuff like this. So for them, and it was only like a couple months since they had signed Doc to that huge mega contract. So for them to pull out, I was like, nah, dude, something bad happened. And I don't know that we will ever, I did not think we would ever know exactly what happened. Idiot. Them NDAs must have ran out. And then for him to come out after all this.
Right.
Like, ew, brother, ew.
Brother. No, it's gross. And here's the thing is listen, our audience, we love you. We think you're fantastic people. If you, hello, if I don't think, again, like reading the tweets and people are like, well, he admitted it, so he's a good guy, this, that, and the other. No, he's not, because he didn't do this just once that we are aware of. He's done other things that are egregious. He's countlessly cheated on his wife. This is not a good person, right? And morally, when you follow people like that, whether it's to get in on the drama, to see it, or be a part of it, like just stay away from people like that, because if this isn't a big deal to him, I'm telling you, there's more out there that we haven't found out yet. You know? And he admitted, Chrissy says, and he admitted after he was called out. He didn't have to, Chrissy. That's the thing. He could have kept his mouth shut and we would have never known, right?
That's true. People could have speculated, but without saying anything, like, You know, it
You
would have
can
just
say
been
you worked-
people talking.
Right. I can say I worked for Twitch. I didn't, but I could sit here and say that I did, right? And say, well, this is what the information that I know. That could be BS, right? We don't actually know. So, you know, it is what it is. Dr. Slow on YouTube says, I'm just joining to say I don't care. Good for you. I'm glad that you don't care. But we do. You know, I don't have children, and I joke that I don't like children and F them kids all the time. But if somebody even looked at Smitty's children wrong, I would unleash the little one on them because she hits pretty hard. And number two, you wouldn't exist after that. I have a shovel and I live in the desert. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
So I think we rounded that off pretty well. Go ahead, Smitty.
I think Doss was gonna say something.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Doss. I'm sorry.
No, I just it's really people are defending him, and I don't know if they're just that much invested into the cult of personality, and they've been I don't know if they have like sort of a sunken cost fallacy going on where like they think they've been in the community for so long, they admit that they've been this big of a fan of a pedo or what. But yeah, people are like really hardcore defending him or going on the tangents of like, well, there's titty streamers on Twitch and there are minors on that's a completely different. It's a completely different thing from you know, a grown man speaking to someone that's underage. And but people are really fighting to come up with logical reasons for why this is okay or it's not as bad, and it's really
I absolutely.
but I think it's
and
a lot
here's the
about
thing,
some of the
guys.
people that support them.
Yeah, if you're a part of somebody's community, just unless you were there from the beginning and you're real life friends, he's not your friend. He's not your friend. And the more you defend him, the more you're helping him just repeat this again. You know what I'm saying?
I often feel like they have some strong like parasocial relationships that they've built up, and they feel like, you know, it's like one of their friends or one of their buddies or something, like, you know, and they, you know, just want to do everything they can to like support him and think that he's innocent when he's already admitted to what he
right.
But yeah, I just I remember like I don't know if it was 2017 or 16 when there was it's like the whole gaming industry had kind of its own little Me Too movement, remember, where it was like um we're getting revealed, and I think they canceled Evo, the fight those members.
Oh my gosh.
You remember that?
Canceled
Yes,
who?
dude. Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's cutting out.
Like
for
that
me a
went
little
up
bit.
the ladder.
Wait, who got called out?
So there's one of the biggest fighting game tournaments of the year. It might be the biggest. It's
Yes.
called Evo.
I'm going
And
this year.
so a huge number of their like biggest community members were outed as either like, you know, being sex pests or you know, unwanted advances on people, or just straight up like having relationships with my
The CEO as well.
That's right.
there's a lot
I do
of huge
remember
names in the
this.
fighting game industry, and it was throughout the gaming industry as well. I remember there was a guy on Twitch, because this is the thing that I kept respect before he admitted it. A lot of people were saying like, well, why would his wife stay with him if that's what he was doing? And like and I don't know if she
That is not a reasoning.
I remember there was a from Twitch. His name was Warwitch TV. He used to stream early in the mornings, and he kind of had this like 40-some-year-old like streamer dad kind of personality. And I remember it came out that he was grooming minors, that he was like sexting high school girls, and his wife would help him with it. His wife would help him like eventually like get them into a streaming community, and yeah. And so he was one of the first. He was a partnered streamer. He probably had like a few hundred, you know, viewers at the time, and banned from Twitch. Like his whole online presence was nuked, and and just deleted. And this is like I said, back when Dr. Disrespect got or he was cheating. It came out that he was like nothing too serious really came from that.
Right.
Um,
Well, and here's the
but
thing.
there was an yeah.
That for any of the ladies here who are like, I would absolutely not stay in a relationship with someone who, was doing that. Those girls are called pick-me's, and sometimes they are just absolutely blinded by love, and they will do anything to keep their partner. And is that this situation with Dr. Disrespect? I don't know. That's not my business. That's between them. But if she stays after this,
I remember there was a guy that was in my community, smaller streaming communities. He was trying to offer people ways to get like paid gaming sponsorships, right? And he was streaming community for with like a lot of he had a pretty well known like you remember like this do you remember the stream communities before there were teams? There were like these little communities on Twitch that everybody could join, like bearded beauties or something, and like all these little little kind of side communities you could join. He ran one of those, and it came out that he was very abusive to his girlfriend. And so one of the first things I did was I banned him from our Discord and talked to him about the sponsorships, like, hey, you might not want to deal with this guy, and he kind of disappeared from there. But there was a guy I remember that I would see him stream every now and then because I was streaming very early in the mornings, and it was European. I had kind of called it that one guy that I had dealings with that was being abusive to his girlfriend. People started saying like, "Hey, I think you're friends with this guy too," and he's been sending girls in, unsolicited. He has like a special part in his Discord where he coerces girls into like publicly posting sexy pictures in exchange for that. And if they don't, then he tries to like blackmail them and say that they did things.
That is insane.
Yeah. And it bothered me because like this, I really didn't know him that well, but a couple times he'd raid me, and because we were kind of in the same time slot. This is before I was a Twitch partner, and he weird thing where he'd come to my chat and he'd be like, "Oh, it's not fair that we're not to us," and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like I'm working on it, It's like it's not gonna happen overnight. I don't think someone's like actively trying to sabotage me. Thing about it, that's weird.
Red flag.
Yeah,
red flag.
I called him out on Twitter because I was playing on the time, and that game had a very small community of streamers, and I was like, this dude's creep. Like, you should know about it. He's probably gonna creep on the girls in your community. Yeah. This guy was the hugest Dr. Disrespect fanboy.
Oh my
God.
Like
his follow alert. His follow alert was a clip of Dr. Disrespect saying his name.
Oh God!
Like on his stream, he was so clearly trying to be like the European
Strike
Dr. Disrespect. And yeah. And dude, I mean, I don't know how much of his thing is character and how much of it is real, but
right.
Yeah, I mean, like when you cultivate that kind of community, like of course they're gonna act like,
you got to be careful. There's a lot of people. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like,
I've seen people on like Twitter and Reddit being like, "Oh, she's probably really bad 17-year-old though," like
that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Her brain's not developed.
Man, like I've totally like you got to watch in general because they're all over the place on social media and on streaming and stuff like that. I've been scammed out of like $500. I was in this community and it was a dude's community, and he gave me this sob story about like something and like his kid and this and that. So I sent them some money and I'll get you back, and like I if I loan or give somebody money, I don't expect it back. But you know what I mean? It's the gesture that counts, whatever. And the dude, never anything, didn't really hear anything from him, whatever. And I was in Hawaii. I took my dad to Hawaii for his 60th birthday. And this dude hit me up and was like, "Hey man," like I was like, "Look, man, like, look, dude, like, I don't got anything for you, dude. I'm on vacation right now. Like, bro, like, you gotta leave me alone, man." And, like, it's just like, all right, man, like, I see what you're doing here, and you've literally built a community. It seems like there's somebody out here locally that I found out was doing shenanigans. Grimy ass people, I feel like are everywhere. So make sure you're keeping your guard up, especially in the social spaces, in the streaming spaces, all that stuff. There's a lot of great people that I've met. So don't let it scare you. But there's a ton of scumbags, both that fit the gamut of people. So keep your defense up a bit as well. So I hope he gets his comeuppance. Fuck him. He doesn't deserve a platform. Rotten hell.
Agreed. And just a friendly reminder, if you're meeting people from your communities that you've created online, please don't go by yourself, and always have your phone saying where your location is to a third party that is not involved. You know what I mean? Do check-ins, because you just never know, man or female. Right? Like, it can happen to anybody. You could be robbed. You don't know. So just please keep that in mind, because we're about to hit con season. And that's why I wear bright colored shoes, because I take off running sometimes, and Adam really has to keep an eye on me. Same with Smitty. But
I get lost. I get lost,
I know.
Too.
It's why Opie's really handy, because I'm like, find him. Sick him, boy. So, all right. I think we hit the nail on the head with that one. Smitty, you are up next, my friend. What are you going to talk about today?
Yeah, I wanted to talk. This was kind of interesting to me. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not, or remember Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. It's by, hold on, let me pull it up real quick again. I want to be able, Don't Nod. And if you didn't know, Don't Nod is the original studio that created Life is Strange. So, what they've decided to do is that this originally, I can't remember. I know that there was a beta or something like that, and people have been playing this game and whatnot. And I'm not 100% sure. I think it's both narrative and like creepy, scary, like different vibes and stuff like that. But obviously we saw here not too long ago that Life is Strange Double Exposure is going to be coming out, which ironically goes back to the original character, Max Caulfield. Again, this studio is the one that created the first one. So what they've decided to do was delay Lost Records, Rage or Bloom and Rage until 2025. And basically what they said was, we think the community is very much aligned with the type of games that these are, kind of being narrative as well. So they're just like, we want to be able to give room for both games to be able to breathe, for folks to be able to play them and not having to be rushed or anything like that. And obviously this is a smart move because you don't want to compete against Life is Strange. That community is big and large and passionate. So you want to be able to give your game a chance to, you know what I mean? Because they're going to enjoy that game at Lost Records as well, most likely. So this was an absolute smart move on their part to say this was kind of around our target date, or even maybe a little later or earlier than theirs. But, people are going to be on that, and they're going to be on that hard, especially everything that's going on. Deck 9 has done a fantastic job with the Life is Strange games that they've played as well. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I've never played the Life is Strange. I played a little bit of the first one. I'm going to play. I don't want to just jump in. I want to play it from the jump off. Double Exposure made me excited to play it. You know what I mean? This seems like a good game that like I can play on a chill. I'll bawl my eyes out and don't got to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? So I hear it's really good. Yeah. It is on the list. This is very high on my backlog list for story games. So this has only got me more pumped to want to not only do that, but this kind of makes me look at Lost Records and be like, well, I also want to, like, if there's some similarities, and I didn't know that that's the same developer that created the first Life is Strange, I want to check this out. I want to see what it's all about. Whereas before I remember the name, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Okay. Everyone has told me I need to play Life is Strange. Mm-hmm. I do like story games. I'm trying to. I feel like I did play part of Life is Strange, but it's not on PC, right? It's only
It is.
PlayStation.
No,
It is
no.
on PC?
It's on. Yeah. It's on
Okay.
PC as well. Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm trying to. I feel like I did play something. Gosh.
It was on. It was on play. It was like a free game, I think, on PlayStation at
Yeah.
one point in time. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I had it.
Interesting.
It's like
Yeah.
a story adventure. There's like some time travel, right?
Say again?
Yes. Yeah. At least in the first one.
I'm sorry, Dos. You cut out for me.
Oh,
What did you
it's
say?
it's like a story kind of adventure with some time travel. Is
Yeah.
it kind of like butterfly effect in as far as story? I feel like maybe.
Yes, I feel like
Okay.
that. Yeah. Like the story was amazing though, and they've
Yeah.
kind of added like. But the second one, I know there was Life is Strange, then there was Before the Storm, and then there
Right.
was Life is Strange 2, which
Mhm.
was two new protagonists.
True colors.
Yes, and then no, then there's 3.
Oh.
I think, right? That was the one that had Katie's character, I think, in it first. And
Tell
then
me
4,
why. That's what I
okay,
played.
okay. Oh, okay. It's a
Yes.
similar style though.
Yes.
Similar kind of style. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Great games.
Interesting. They look fantastic. I have been meaning to play Life is Strange. I haven't gotten to it. It's
Mm.
interesting. I had heard about Lost Records Bloom and Rage, and I thought it was a part of Life is Strange. Like it was just like a side.
Oh.
So yeah, I didn't realize it. So just to give you guys like a little encapsulation of what it is. So Lost Records Bloom and Rage embark on a new narrative journey by the creators of Life is Strange. Film your summer of 1995 and create memories of a lifetime with your new friends. 27 years later, confront the dark secrets that made you all promise to never speak again after that fateful summer. Which reminds me of what you did I know what you did last summer kind of vibes. So I had wanted to play it because I thought it was gonna be a little spooky, but I might be wrong on that. Smitty would have to say. Either way, I do want to play both games. And back to your point was they're correct. I think that's a really good idea to let them breathe, because getting into 2 story games at the same time is really hard. You're gonna kind of have to pick one over the other to at least play
Right.
first, right? So it just makes sense. It makes sense. I think this is an absolutely great idea. I need to go back and play both. I've lost my gaming soul currently. I think once I'm done reading the 13 books that are in my closet, I'll be ready to come back. I read really fast, don't worry. But yeah, I don't know how long each game is, but I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and play them. If I can play them on PC, that's great, because as we all know, I don't play controller anymore. I have a lot of trouble with my hands and my arthritis. So, yeah, if I can play this on PC, even better for me. But again, great idea. Give them room to breathe. And then, I mean, they're giving over a year between each game, Smitty?
I wouldn't say no. So Life is Double Exposure comes out at the end of October.
Okay.
And they haven't even set they just said early 2025. So I imagine within the first quarter.
Okay. So at least it gives you a couple months in between. So
yeah, exactly.
Smart move. They're going to be getting their money either way. However, letting them breathe brings more of an audience, I think. Also, this is good PR for them for both games. You know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't really the second part, or the Life is Strange game was not on my radar, so gives me more reason to go back and play the original. So I think it's a great idea, because why not? You know?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Toss?
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to try them out, because I've seen them. I know people are very dedicated to them. It looked like there's like a lot going on, like a lot of drama going on. And I like choose your own adventure stories and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I like the concept too, that kind of 80s, 90s feel with the tape recorder and kind of that aesthetic, like, seems really, really cool. Obviously, we know the first Life is Strange is a banger, so being able to kind of be like, hey, we're going to respect what they've done. What Deck Nine's doing over there is fantastic. We support Life is Strange as well. We're going to go ahead. This is a delay that I feel, even if they were like having issues, it's hard for me to paint it in that picture. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. They just announced that they're coming out in October. They want to give it some breathing room. What a great freaking, Uno reverse card on the situation that happened there regardless. So, yeah.
And I didn't realize, now I know why everyone was saying that I need to play this. So, it is LGBTQIA plus or DOS. Please give us the correct pronunciation. Thank you. In the game, you can be attracted to multiple people. That does not make you poly. It makes you human.
Gay. Oh.
I love that. Gay. I am gay. So now all my friends telling me to play is because I'm queer. Jerks. I'm just kidding. No, but it is a pivotal queer game that mirrors the journey of many young people trying to just figure out who their identities are. And that's what we were all doing in high school. You know what I mean? Whether we realized it or not at the time. So yeah, I think that's great. I think, damn it, now I've got another game to add to my list.
Yeah, well, too, and being friends with Katie, being able to work with Katie, I've been able to meet and play and become friends with people within that community as well. And there's so many. It's such a eclectic group of just wonderful, loving people. So like, I always feel shamed that like, oh, she's worked on this project and I've never played it. I'm terrible friend. So I will. It is on.
No,
the
you're
list.
not.
It is on the list. This is very high on my list.
Right. Lost Records, Woman Rage is a new spooky story. So that's why that fell into my radar. Because I don't know who this person is. Fern, whoever you are, I know you watch my content. Bless your soul. They send me emails like, hey, something you would be interested in. I have a key for you if you want one. Like they send me stuff all the time. And they sent
PR,
me...
maybe?
I don't know how they got my email, but bless their soul. They're so sweet. But they write me little notes too, like, hey, I haven't seen you playing in a while. Take some you time. I'm like, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have the time to play that game, I'll be like, hey, Fern, thank you so much for reaching out. I just don't have it in me right now. Please gift the key you were holding on to for me to somebody else who would enjoy the game. But I did message them about this. I was like, this looks really good. And they sent me a clip that I don't think is out there yet. So they are part of some sort of PR team. But I know they watch my content because every time they send me like a PR email, they also write it personally to me. With like, hey, I watched you this week and that joke you made, and then they'll quote me. I'm like, dang, they really do watch my stuff. Like, thank you. What is your name on Twitch? But yeah, they're really sweet. So yeah, no wonder they threw this my way. And they had asked if I'd played Life is Strange, and I was like, no, I've been meaning to, but there's a lot of them and I need to go back. And their response was, don't worry, once you get through Alan Wake, I'm sure your spark will be back. I was like, how do they know? How do they know? But yeah, this email is like, I hope you're enjoying your summer reading. I'm like, I posted about that on Threads and nowhere else. So
that's kind of creepy a little bit. Have you had like conversations with these people?
Apparently I talked to them on Twitch and other socials, but that's not Fern. They signed their name Fern, but that's not, I don't talk to anybody on my socials named Fern. But I'll be honest, the way they word things does not come off creepy. And gender wise, they give me the feel of like a they, them, she, her. So I don't know.
It's AI.
And that, right? It's probably like some sort of bot.
Huh?
What did you say, Doss? Sorry, you cut out.
What is their name again?
Fern, Fern.
On
Fern, like the plant, like a fern.
Is that their name on Twitter?
Not on Twitch, just in their emails.
Like that's their actual name.
I'm sorry,
that's how they sign off. Like all the best, Fern. I don't know. I've
that
signed up.
mean?
I wonder if that's
Okay,
my
hold
friend
on.
Sketchy's partner because their name is.
Do
Fern.
they mean
Yeah, they work for
maybe?
um
Do they send out PR emails?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they work for Hello Guillotine. They do AAA and indie launches and stuff.
I don't know who that is.
I
Maybe.
think
So
that
I
might
had
be who
signed
you're
up
talking to.
through
That'd be crazy.
I'm pretty sure it's
maybe.
them,
So I signed up to get a game through when God, what was it called? Chainsaw Massacre. When that was about to come out,
yeah.
I signed up through this website to maybe get a key. After that is when they had asked, do you want us to send your email to other PR teams?
Yeah.
Please don't make that noise. And I said, yes, please. I would love that. And they said, if you feel overwhelmed at any time, like feel free to unsubscribe you can do it through our website or via your email. We won't take it to heart. I was like, oh, that's great. And that's when I started, around that time is when I started receiving emails from Fern, but also Phenom said that she had given my email to a couple of people.
That's right.
So I'm like, maybe that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how many ferns are probably out there in the gaming influencer.
But I feel like
market, I met them
right,
at,
but I also feel creepy being like,
yeah, I met them at TwitchCon.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
In Europe a couple years ago. They're very short, very sweet.
Just ask. Next time.
I need to say like, hey, I'm so sorry if this is blunt, but and if you want to keep yourself anonymous in that regard, like, what is your Twitch name or what is your handle on other socials? Because it's not Fern.
Gotta be the same person.
Who are you?
Who are you? I know. I feel like a dick if I say that.
I'm so sorry.
Right?
I just said that because they're in Europe right now having a great time, and they've gone like they're in Amsterdam and Paris. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to TwitchCon EU. I just know he lives in Boston and visits her.
I'm trying to see if I.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. And what is her name on the socials more usually?
On Twitter, I believe.
See,
the name is
the email is coming from Player 2 PR. It's their name at Player 2 PR. So
Player 2 PR,
they're.
That's wild.
Shut up. Okay.
On Twitter, their name is Dingy Fairy.
Bramble Twig? What's Bramble Twig? I am not familiar with that.
That sounds familiar too. Yes.
That sounds like the name of a Hobbit town.
Yes.
Sounds like across from the Shire, we got to go to the lands of Bramble Twig.
Yeah. Where are you from in the Shire? Bramble Twig.
Bramble Twig.
It's a small world.
Bramble Twig.
If that's who it is, please send them my love, and I appreciate their emails. They're so sweet. But yeah, it was.
Sorry, we got a little off track there.
It's okay. But yeah. Anywho,
good. Yeah.
So that kind of.
Go ahead. That's it. Lost Records delayed to 2025 to make room so they're not sitting there competing and jockeying with Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Smart moves on their part. Great PR for both teams. I love to see that the original creators of Life is Strange still supporting not only Deck 9, but this whatever number iteration this next one will be. And they're going back to the original character to follow up with their story as well. So I love that story. I just love it all around.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I think that is who it is. Maybe? Okay, this is
and these the breaks.
And these are the facts. So those were our two main topics today. We told Doss that he did not have to come with the topic because sometimes that makes people more comfortable. I had also asked him last minute, and that man is very busy. But for our third topic, I just kind of wanted to discuss how the community for the game, the original, was America. Oh my gosh, I always say it wrong as a joke, and now
America McG.
America McGee's Alice. But because of so many creators,
what's your topic?
Right?
Mine was gonna be Dr. Disrespect, actually.
Oh, that's great. So American McGee's Twisted Tail version of Alice, and then the second game, Madness Returns. If you guys don't know, in 2023, he had been working really hard with a bunch of other creators to basically make a whole book. And it was, I want to say, like 24 pages front and back. No, 400 pages front and back that they gave and presented to EA for the third game. And they were like, this is our ideas. This is kind of our layout. This is our storyboards. This is what we think the third game should entail. Now, if you don't know, EA owns the give me the verbiage, Smitty, the rights to, I wanted to say the proprietary, but that's wrong. The rights to his games. So he may have created them, but it is EA's, they own it, right? So they've kind of been putting American McGee like on the back burner for ages. And finally in 2023, we got our answer. EA said, we don't plan on making this game. We looked at what you sent us. It looks fantastic, but we're not planning to make this game. And they didn't say at this time, they just said, making the game with you, right? So as a community, we were all super disappointed, and we had waited a long time. I'm trying to remember when the years that the games came out. So in the 2000s is when the second one came out. And is that right? Hold on.
I remember reading about them in PC Gaming World magazine.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Let me double check these dates.
They would do reviews of video games. Like I remember reading like the Diablo 2 review in that magazine, and they did a lot of interviews with American McGee, which is the name of the developer. If it sounds weird, and I remember, he was talking about how like when he went to Japan and people ask him his name, and he says, "Oh, I'm American." They're like, "Yeah, we know you are, dumbass, but what's your name?" And, so it's a goofy name. Fork actually did a Madness Returns body paint.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
So if you guys, just to give you some backstory, American McGee's Alice came out in the early 2000s. Alice Madness Returns came out for the PlayStation 3 in 2011.
Oh, wow.
And since then, we've been waiting to hear about the third.
Which is going to be called Alice Lost in New York. So it's actually,
I've seen that.
It's when nature calls. It's Alice 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Right. And yeah, so basically we have, it was 11 years from the original that it came out. We've been waiting a really long time. And we got the no. However, because of how friendships created through this community, and McGee himself, he had created a Patreon where you could purchase dolls from the game, like the renditions of like Alice's dress on the dolls, which I think you sent me one this week, Smitty. Didn't you send me a bunny? Or was that somebody else?
What are you talking about?
Somebody.
I was like, I don't remember doing that.
Nope, it wasn't you. I don't know who sent it to me.
Hold on, how rude was I?
Right? No.
You're getting your Smitties mixed up.
I am. I have like 5 Smitties.
Smitty.
I know. So somebody this week sent me like one of his rabbits with one of her versions of her dress on, and a lot of like the little ruins that are on the dress, and he's kind of bloody and cute and adorable. But he has a ton of that stuff, and he was using the money from the sales of the dolls to then fund with other producers and artists to make that book that he presented to EA in 2023. But because people in the community are still so diehard for this game, and people are seeing cosplays like on Instagram and, you know, the creations of those via Reels or through TikTok, it has really just kept this spirit of this game alive, you know, 15 plus years later, and people are going back. Like I recently, earlier this year, Adam and I figured out how to make the first game work. It's not the right size, but we did it, and I was able to stream it.
That's awesome.
And I played Madness Returns first because that's all I could get my hands on. I could not get the first one, but this year we figured it out.
So you beat this one,
the original. I beat both.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah. I've played both
kind of different from
several times.
They're very stylized. They're really neat looking.
Yeah. Kind of, it almost reminds me of like a Nightmare Before Christmas type of thing, like that whole vibe, feel, even like the art style of it. It's very interesting. Well, it's actually kind of creepy.
It is. Well, and if you've ever read the original books, they are pretty creepy. Like if you think about it, a little girl basically just falls down this rabbit hole, and all of these weird adults are talking to her, whether they are friend or foe. And if you haven't watched the 1985 version of Alice with all of the celebrities, you are missing out because it's so good.
But which one are you talking about?
Have you never? Okay, hold on. I'm going to send you a link.
Is it like The Wiz, but?
Yes, and they all sing.
Is it like Return to Oz? Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't. It's funny. I type in 1985 Alice in Wonderland, immediately comes up. So it was a made for TV. It was a made. It was made. Guys are goofs. It was a made for TV Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. But I'm just going to read a few of the people that were in this. So Natalie Gregory plays Alice. Carol Channing is in it. Red Buttons plays the rabbit. Sheila Allen. Jane Meadows plays the Queen of Hearts. John Stamos is in it, and he plays the messenger. Beau Bridges, Anthony Newley plays the Hatter. Lloyd Bridges, Robert Morley. Like, we're talking, it is a star-studded cast. Tom McLaughlin plays the Jabberwocky. Sherman Hemsley plays the mouse. It is now on YouTube.
Wait. Just, so hold on. Now that you said Sherman Helmsley, now I remember it. Now I remember there being a little. It is a little Sherman Helmsley was in it. Yeah, it's a terrifying live action. Telly Savalas, I think, is the Cheshire Cat, the old guy.
There's a ton of people, but I've always wondered if American McGee took inspiration from that. Because it's all very sing-songy and the rhymes are very rhythmic.
Do you remember the Alice in Wonderland TV show that was on Disney?
Released a memory in DOS?
No.
And the White Rabbit was on roller skates? Do you remember that? There was a live action Alice in Wonderland show.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Disney Channel. Yeah, the rabbit was always on roller skates.
No.
Oh, it was
is wild. Now back on Disney Channel, if you didn't know.
I didn't know that. No,
it's now back on Disney. You can watch it.
Wow! Oh, no kidding. What's it called?
I think it's called like Alice's. This was a live action show.
But there's a cartoon version of it now.
Oh.
Interessante.
I'm about to take a look. And see, because that's pretty interesting there.
So the live action was called Adventures in Wonderland, and it was between 1992 and 1995. Yeah, now there is a cartoon. I didn't have cable, so I didn't watch it, but I have gone back and watched it. But yeah, if you want to watch the 1985 Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, it was made for TV. Both the part 1 and part 2 are now on YouTube. Just type in 1985 Alice in Wonderland and it pops right up. The first and the second. They're about 2 hours each for part 1 and part 2. It's really good. But it really highlights how Alice is basically being abused before she falls in the rabbit hole and after by her family. And in the American McGee's Alice and in Madness Returns, basically everyone treats her like she's crazy. Which, I mean, back then they were putting women who had attitude problems in insane asylums and giving them lobotomies back then. So is it crazy? Probably not. But yeah, basically my whole point is people are still doing cosplays on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, and it's basically bringing a whole new fan base to Madness Returns. And a lot of people are also trying to find American McGee's and make it work on their computers. And I don't know if it's legal for me to tell them how. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Now I have to see this. I don't know where my link went. Oh, there it is.
This
yeah.
looks insane. It looks absolutely insane.
Yeah. And the rabbit's on roller skates and he can't skate very well and it's hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Yo,
yep. I remember that too.
Wait, I thought that was
yeah, this is in 1985. Yeah.
I might have seen this.
Uh-huh.
What is
Big
this?
and small.
This is
Me. What?
Yo,
Would
what
you
is it?
please
Let me
tell
see
me?
the
I
caterpillar
know
again.
all of these songs.
That's
What's exactly
his
what
name?
I was about to rewind. I thought it was Tim Robbins at first.
Mr.
caterpillar
Caterpillar,
was like,
where are you?
what's his name? It looked like Sammy Davis Jr. for a second.
It is him. That is Sammy Davis Jr. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. And then they do a whole dance number. Just
listen,
wait.
Brett.
Here you go.
This is wild.
It is Sammy Davis Jr.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Crazy,
This is
right? I mean,
fantastic.
watch it when I don't feel good.
will absolutely watch that.
So, fun
wow.
fact:
That's
if you ever come
insane.
visit me at my house and I'm not feeling well and I'm in bed and I can't be reading because my head hurts, I'm either watching this or Labyrinth. It's one or the two, you know? So welcome to my house. But I just love that a whole new group of people are finding Alice Madness Returns based, and like the art director, like she's fantastic. She met him through the community originally after American McGee was the first one was made. And they made the second one together, and then she stayed on to make the booklet that they presented to EA, which is so cool. If you guys have never seen it, I implore you, if you like the first game, you like the second game, the booklet is so cool. It will make you very sad to know that EA is not making the game. But here's the thing, when people are such diehard fans of something, if you've noticed, it keeps TV producers making those things for your entertainment on TV. Why wouldn't they now feel the pressure to make a third game? You know what I mean? And that's what I said originally last year when we heard that we got the no late in the year. I think it was September that we heard that the EA just said no. And American McGee was like, listen, I'm not going to keep trying. They said no. This broke my heart. I've worked on this for so many years, 24 years at that point. So it's crazy to me that potentially with the fans pushing back, who knows?
I don't think EA, whoever's in charge of that, I don't think they'll do it within
Really?
their span of being where they're at. Only because I feel like there's a lot of studios that are no longer taking risks. They're looking for easy ducats, and EA is notorious for their monetization being hella aggressive. This does not fit within their model right now. I think it'll be a change in leadership for this to come back up and for somebody to be able to, for them to actually to look at him and say, hey, let's go back to that. And I don't know, maybe it won't even be him. But
I think they'd be more likely to release like a remastered collection of the older games or something.
That makes sense too.
But I can't see them making anything new, unfortunately. I mean,
yeah,
they do that. They
Really?
release like remastered versions
I
of
feel
older
like
games.
that's easy
sometimes. They've
money.
done that
Like
before. But making a new one, that's a
But
gamble
here's
for
the
them.
thing. I think but it's so easy. Like there's
but you got to look at the numbers. You got to look at the numbers and what it's going to sell.
There's
Because
like
that's
a
what they're
million of
looking
us.
at is their investors. And their investors need to make...
They're making Star
profit.
Wars games. They're making Assassin's Creed 12.
Ugh.
They said they're going to remake Assassin's Creeds. So
Yeah.
this shit is so far down the list for them.
Right.
I mean, unfortunately, I just have a hard time believing, at least right now, that there would. I think even a remake would make more sense than for them to go and do that. Unfortunately, I think that has more of a possibility than them moving forward with a new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like there's more than like a million of us that are like, please give us a third game. You know? And here's the thing, if they remastered this game, that'd be great, but don't touch it. Even the first one, they're so beautifully and artfully done. There's no need to change how Alice or her surroundings look. It just needs to be made for now times. Also, I have my Enchromas. I should go back and play them now that I can see colors.
Oh yeah, it would be a whole new experience for you. I'm seeing the colors. This is very moody. Again, like it kind of very much reminds me of something that Tim Burton would have.
Oh yeah,
his hands I feel like are all over this.
You're right. And what's funny is Tim Burton has made Alice's, and they don't look like this. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, Tim Burton did an Alice?
Am I losing it here?
The 2 live action Alice
the 2 newest ones,
with
right?
His girlfriend Bellatrix Lestrange.
Oh,
yeah. Come on
right.
now. Yeah,
we did the 20.
That was the matter. Yeah.
2010.
Nah, dude, I feel like Johnny Depp just overshadowed everything about it.
Yeah.
I love Depp. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't remember anything but Depp. and his wife. His wife is always very unique, and I love her.
Yeah. His wife. Oh yes. They're not married anymore, which is crazy. Helena. Yeah.
Names. Can't think
Bonham Carter. That's her name.
Helena
Ex-wife.
Bonham Carter.
Nice.
Oh, no.
15 ads, Mr. Seven Figures.
Sorry, Mr. Seven. I can't pause them on my end, or else I absolutely would.
I'm not getting the pop-ups.
Well, and me neither. And what's crazy too is the newest one came out not too long ago, right?
The newest what?
The newer Alice, 2016. Okay, so Alice in Wonderland 2, 2010. I mean,
they were all right. Yeah,
okay.
they were all right. I mean, again,
they should have looked like this.
Yeah, I feel like this would have been more. It was it was really colorful, and like I don't really remember a lot about it. It just was nothing really other than Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
like, there wasn't a lot.
Stuck with the Depp, man. You're stuck with the Depp.
It's like basically all I remember because it was such a wild take on the Mad Hatter. And then the second one was like all about him, like the whole story, and like I love that. That was great.
Yeah,
like getting some context on the Mad Hatter. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I feel like it's not a well-known fact too. So if you guys don't know, back in the day, a hatter, the chemicals that they had to use to make the hats, by the time these people reached their 30s, like they were poisoning themselves every time they made these hats. And so that's why your local hatter in your town in the early 1800s would go mad. And so that's kind of how
with mercury,
Oof.
Mercury poisoning. So
no idea.
Yeah.
They go a little cuckoo.
It's very intense. And so that's why, that's why the whole story happens for the second one. And I like it, but it wasn't Tim Burton enough for me, I guess. And that's weird to say because he made it, but I don't know. I was just excited that like a whole new group of people are excited about a game that maybe pushes EA. Who knows? They're not even trying anymore. They're like, if they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. But
they
either
got
way,
college football 25 and Madden 25. About the college, so they haven't done college football in years now because the whole nil thing. Like, I am excited for college football. I haven't played Madden in years, but I'm probably gonna pick up that.
I'm really
college
good
football.
at Madden. I don't know why,
really?
but I'm really good at Madden. Yes. When I played, when I worked at Circuit
City, what to do.
I don't either, but apparently I'm good at it. Yeah, I would just pick the plays and pick a few characters that I knew, and then I was running the ball, and people are like, "How are you doing that?" I'm like,
was Blitz the game that would show you like the bones breaking? You'd have like an X-ray cam.
Blitz, dude.
And
I
you'd see there'd be like a
Yes.
tackle, and you see that crunch or like a concussion. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
There was a hockey version too called Hits.
That would be really cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
pretty
was
fun.
Awesome.
I do like hockey
would've
games. I remember
kind of enjoyed
playing.
that one.
I can't remember. There was a hockey game on the Sega Genesis. It was really good, and you could get into fights. And we would just force fights every time, and not even play the hockey.
Mortal Kombat.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
You know, it's funny. Sega Genesis, Adam bought me my possum. They redid my favorite game from the Sega Genesis, and they published it recently on Steam. And Adam bought it for me and surprised me with
Which
it.
game?
It's so cute. Oh God, I don't have my thing up. Adam, what was the game called? And it's called Resparked. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but
I'll
yeah,
remember
no. Oh, what? Yeah. This looks good. Unfortunately, I mean, it looks good. Unfortunately,
Rocket Knight Adventures.
Rocket Knight Adventures?
Rocket Knight Adventures was my favorite Sega Genesis. It's about a little opossum. Oh, he's so cute. But the music is so good in the game, and I never got to beat it. And I could ask my friend for my Sega Genesis back, but who knows if it even works now. But yeah, they remade the game and they released it on Steam, and it's adorable. I'm very happy about it. But I interrupted you. I'm so sorry, sir.
Me?
Yes, you.
I do not remember.
Couldn't
what I was
be
saying.
Ben. Who stole it?
I did look up. I did look up this
yes.
rocket.
Yep, that's it.
Wow.
Yep, that's the game. Yep. That's the opening.
Fantastic.
What is?
Doesn't tell you what the buttons
wait,
are.
I kind of remember this now. Oh, that's right.
This is Genesis, right?
Sega Genesis.
Is this a Capcom game? It reminds me of that Mickey Mouse Adventures game where you had the vacuum.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
It's by Konami.
Konami, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they must have. This looks like that Mickey Mouse game.
That's wild.
Yeah. The new animated in-betweens, I don't remember that being in the game, but yeah, the gameplay, that's actual footage of it. So nice. I'm trying to figure out what buttons on the controller are, because it doesn't tell you really.
Yeah, because Sega has they have like 3 buttons, don't they? They have like it's like A, B, Q or something.
A, B, F. Yeah.
They have like an X, Y, and G button.
Well, yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, good topics. Good chit chatting with everybody. Did we hit our hour on the timer?
Oh, is that what we're shooting for?
Yeah, you were supposed to start a timer. Oh,
I did
perfect.
start the timer.
Well,
you Davis can right?
Davis can edit. Yes. Don't do that to me. But Dawes, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
And it was last minute too, so you saved me because it was my turn to find somebody. And our first pick, unfortunately, was like, I don't know if I can do that. I was like, that's okay.
That was the second pick.
I can't believe you said something.
I know. She was like, "Hey, thanks for being here." Because our first pick kind of flaked out, but
no, they didn't flake out.
Two guy came through.
Oh, stop! No,
for number 2.
Dawes keeps cutting out on my end, so I'm like, wait, what? I'm missing bits of the conversation. I'm sorry. No,
we'll have to figure that out.
Hey, it's okay.
I said I'm glad I can be the best number 2 guy for you, since number 1 couldn't come through.
No. Oh. Okay, let me rephrase that. It was my turn to find somebody, and I'm an idiot and forgot that I have your cell phone number and should have reached out to you first. So thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. Thank you guys in chat. Shut up, Drago. Thank you guys in chat for being here and joining in on the conversation. I appreciate it. I can't remember. You guys are dicks. Stop it. Got some dick for you.
Thankfully, Daz doesn't have anything going on a Saturday, because my first person did.
No, you are a very
favorite.
Stop it. You're a very busy human being. So when they were like, it's your turn to pick, I was like, oh, is it? okay, Adam. He was like, no. I'm like, dang it. He's like, it's my birthday weekend. I just want to play games. I'm like, fine.
Yeah, let's play some games, baby.
Yeah.
But it is Adam's birthday weekend, so if you guys see him online, wish him a happy birthday and tell him he's an old man. He'll
You
appreciate
ain't
it.
even that old, homie. That's what's up.
No, I
You're
know.
so young, dude. I didn't even realize you're that young, to be honest.
Me?
Well done on the
Really?
mustachio.
Oh,
Yeah.
does?
I always
Yeah, no,
forget it. Yeah.
I'm a month older than him. I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just.
Can we get
I'm
some
a
love
little.
for Smitty?
I'm over
24,
here.
47, working 24 hours a day, 47 days a year.
Basically.
I wish, dude. That'd be the life. That would be the life, dude. I would do that in a heartbeat. For 47 days straight?
Just
No
work
problem.
24-hour days a month.
Like, I'm good.
Mhm.
Cha-ching, baby.
I don't remember how Davis closes this out. Cut this
You
out,
don't remember
Davis.
how-
Let me think.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah. I don't know, right? But don't forget, though, folks. Again, thank you so much, Das, for coming through. We
Yes.
appreciate it. Much love
Absolutely.
to Lex as well. Don't forget, guys, check out the main website, comfreaksandgeeks.com as well. We appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget, go share, comment, like, all that things that they say about social
Write us
media.
a review.
Exactly. Do all those things. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.